Alright, spinning around red here are 3 versions of his RyuSoul. We've got the Deluxe, the Candy, and the Gashapon. They're usually shortened as DX, SG, and GP. Let's check out the differences. Alright, so the SG versions are going to come in these little boxes. They're pretty much perfect for enticing kids in supermarket checkout lanes. When you pop it open, you'll find a fully assembled soul, though there is a sticker that you will have to apply yourself. Alright, let's get this guy on here. I'm using a pair of tweezers. You don't really have to, but I had them on hand and I figured what the heck, why not? So, alright, that looks pretty good. This guy is all assembled, so let's compare them. Here's your DX. And here's your SG. You can see the paint apps on the DX, a little more shiny. Obviously the DX, you did not have to put the sticker on, it's already there, but the biggest differences are on the back. You can see the DX has way more paint detail on the face that will actually become Kishiryu's 3 Knights faces. This one has less paint, but it's still pretty good. You can see the black around the eyes are there, and there's no red here at all, no silver there at all. Even with the paint pen can fill that in pretty easily. You have different patterns in the pegs here, which means one's going to make a different sound than the other one when you pop it into the actual sword. The changer, I believe, is the same, but the sword is going to be different because that has way more sounds than the changer does. The changer is basically like, hey, I'm a civilian. Hey, I'm a RyuSoulger. The sword is more like, hey, we got these power-ups, we can do all these other things. That's going to recognize most of your souls. One other difference, it may be hard to see here, is the plastic quality inside the back of the shield. You can see the symbol in there. And it's pretty clear and sharp. The plastic here is a bit duller, like the lines aren't as sharp. You can see. I think that's a tiny difference. You're really not going to notice anything in everyday play. So one last thing, the DX is made in Thailand, where the DX Mecha are made, and then the SG is made in China, where most of the other toys are always made. So that's something else to keep in mind when deciding how crazy you want to go with your collection. Anyway, let's check out the Gashapon. So your Gashapon RyuSouls are going to come in these little balls. You put your money in the machine, turn the handle, and out pops one at random. So inside, you'll notice the GP does not come pre-assembled like the SG version does. We've got about 4 pieces here we've got to put together. Won't be real hard, but just a little work we got to do. And of course, there's a sticker as well. All right, let's assemble this guy. Now, oddly enough, it comes with no instructions, but we've seen these enough to know what's what, so let's just jump right in. Got your face. It's gonna pop right there onto the back. It does come off if you pull it, but it's on there solid enough that it's not gonna just randomly come off. You don't have to worry about that. Let's grab the actual shield. There's a little peg hole here. Take that, use a little force, get it in there. Then you're going to take the sword, which is also like the mouth. And then same thing, you've got a peg here, there. Slide that sucker in. Lastly, we'll take the sticker. Actually have it upside down here, so pop that in there. And nice and straight. And we're good to go. Now my sword just came off. Guess I didn't use enough force there. There we go. So like I said, these pieces all come back off, but they're on there pretty good. You can use some glue if you want to keep them in there, but still have the flip action. That still looks good. And we're good to go. All right, DX versus Gashapon. Now, again, on the front, very similar in the paint apps. I still say the DX is a bit sharper on the chest. The sticker is the same here. You still got paint between the legs. You got paint on the visor. You've got the gold paint on the sword. Flipping over to the back. Big difference here. The part that goes into the sword and into the changer is gray versus the molded color here, you know, the red. That could make a difference to you if you're displaying it in a certain way, but for the most part, I don't think it's a huge deal. Again, the pattern of the pegs here are different, so your Gashapon is going to make a different sound in the changer than the DX will. The head is missing paint apps right here on the Gashapon. It's also missing the silver up top here, and it's missing the black around the green eyes. which the DX has. Couple that with the gray neckline, and that's really going to make a difference when you put them inside of Kishiryu. So let's see how that looks. All right, so what I got here is not your standard Kishiryu 3 Knights combo, just something I threw together because I wanted to use all the pieces that came with the 3 Knights and then adding Tiger Lance in there. So let's pop this guy out. So we'll start off with the DX RyuSoul. See how that guy looks in there as a head? That's what you're gonna have standard when you buy the 3 Knights set, or even you just buy Kishiryu by himself. That's what you're gonna end up with. Now, let's see what happens if we swap that out and pop in the SG Soul. All right, remember that's the one that has the paint missing in the head there. Still looks pretty good, but the lack of paint in the head definitely, it's noticeable. So you're gonna want the DX, but then again, if you've got the Mecha already, you've already got the DX, so kind of a moot point. But for shits and giggles, let's also go ahead and check out what the Gashapon would look like, since he's got that gray neck there, which may fit in with the head. Let's see. Yeah, you barely even see the gray neck. It kind of just looks like he has an underhood on. But once again, the lack of paint up here in the head kind of throw things, especially when you're used to it. So definitely, if you've got the DX Mecha, you're gonna wanna have the DX Soul on display. It just looks so much better. All right, bonus. I figured since we're already comparing the DX to the SG and the Gashapon, we might as well check out this one that came in TV Magazine this month. So this guy actually comes packaged, put together. There's no stickers to add, nothing to assemble. I mean, other than opening the box and opening this plastic, he's just about ready to go. And here he is. So you see the major difference is going to be the sticker right here. It's got the TV Magazine logo right there in the corner. And it's also got the Red Ranger there. Back, check that out. It's got the full paint app, so you can actually use this right in the Mecha. So we've got the DX RyuSoul in there. Swap that out. Here is the TV Magazine version. The paint apps make a difference. Remember, the SG and the Gashapon did not have the paint apps up here and here, and then the black around the eyes. It does really make a difference. So the TV Magazine one is actually a pretty good swap in if you decided to have your DX doing something else, or you lost it or whatever. It will actually work in there and look pretty good, if you can get them in there, of course. So again, that's going to be your Deluxe, your DX. That's going to be your TV Magazine version. And then while we're here, another bonus. So Deluxe TV Magazine. This one came with the CD. Again, it's going to make a different sound in the changer, in the sword, because it's got a different peg pattern here. But it also has the paint apps up top. So this one will also work very well inside the Mecha. So far these campaign ones are looking pretty good. Just another quick note on the difference here. Obviously the sticker is different. You got music here to represent, it came with the music CD. So music, TV Magazine, Deluxe. And while we're here doing all this, why not just go a little further? Hajimari no RyuSoul. This was the starting RyuSoul that you got with the campaign in the beginning. These actually came out before the show started. You had to go into a store and say the secret word, which was Ryusoulger, and you got one of these guys. So obviously the paint apps are completely missing on the back, but it is a red RyuSoul. You can see, it actually has some molded details there, which I think the other ones do too, but you can't really tell because it's not see-through. You can only see it on the back. And I talked before about how that looks less defined on the SG and the Gashapon versions. But while this looks cool on display, I don't really feel like it makes a very good head for the Mecha. I really like variants and everything like that, but this isn't one I would display just because it just looks very weird. But yes, it is based on red. You can tell the molding and everything is the same. And of course, different peg pattern down there. So if you want ones that look great inside the Mecha, aside from the DX, it's going to be your music, the CD one, and the TV Magazine one. These guys are as close to DX as you're going to get without actually being DX. All right, let's start with the sound and the changer. Now I've got the DX here, got SG, got Gashapon, I've got the CD Soul, the TV Magazine Soul, and the Soul that actually comes with the changer. Now I'm not going to sit here and bore you with the details because I've already run through this myself. All of these guys make the exact same sound in the changer except for one of them. So first let's see what the default sound is. All right, let's start with the red Soul that comes packaged with the DX Mecha. That's your transformation sound, and then we've got this button. Calls the Mecha. So that's your standard sound that you're going to get from putting any of these red RyuSouls in, except for one. So which of these guys are not like the other? It's actually the TV Magazine one. Let's slide this guy in. Notice that sound is different than what it was with the other Soul as well. Let's summon out Mecha. See? Doesn't yell to Remigo. This is the only Soul that's going to make a different sound in the changer. So if you like playing with the changer and you want some variety there, the one from the TV Magazine is going to be the one you're going to want to pick up. Okay, now as I said previously, you're going to notice your biggest difference in the sword, the RyuSoulken. You take these guys, pop them in there. All right, first thing we do is pump down. They're all going to say red. Then we start the whole pumping thing. Right. Then I want you to say how great it is. All right. Just about all of these guys make the exact same sound when we pull these actions. The big difference is right after you insert and it says red or whatever, if you hold down this button, you're going to get a different sound for each of these souls. Hear that? All right, so that's with the DX Red RyuSoul, the one that comes with the DX Mecha. Let's try the other guys out. Here's the SG Soul. All right, that one yells about to Amigo once you pop it in. Here's the Gashapon Soul. This one does the same as the SG. And that's not surprising since we saw before that they have the same pegs. Here is the one that comes with the CD. And there's your different sound. Here's the one that actually comes with the changer. So you see that one actually makes a different sound from the DX one that comes with the Mecha. Lastly, here's the one that comes with the TV Magazine, the May issue. Right off the bat, you see that one doesn't say red when you put it in. It actually says Ryusoulger, just like it does in the changer. Completely different sound there. We have like a whole phrase. All right, let's compare that to the pumping sound we get for any of the other red ones. So once again, The TV Magazine Soul proves to be the most unique of them all. So if you're going for different, this is going to be the one you're going to want to grab. All right, since we're already here doing this, why don't we do the Hajimari Soul, since that's one is a variant of red technically. Okay, that actually says something different there. All right, let's try a long press and see what sounds we get there. Very different. If you're looking to figure out which souls you want to collect, any of these guys would be the same. This guy stands out. You can go with DX, SG, whatever, but these three guys are going to have the most variation when it comes to what sounds they make in the changer and the sword. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, drop them below, and I'll do my best to get an answer for you.